I think Ted Cruz is acting like the nominee. Is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't necessarily think so. I was at work. I got the text message from my girlfriend. Oh, Ted Cruz selected Carly Fiorina as a VP pick, and I'm thinking to myself, Ted Cruz picked Carly Fiorina as a VP. What's Ted Cruz doing picking a VP? He's not the front runner. He's not going to be the nominee. Well, Ted Cruz believes he's going to be the nominee, and if Ted Cruz believes it, and Ted Cruz picks a VP, that's headline news for him. That potentially brings in more votes. That says to the people, this is a straight shooter who knows what he wants, who has a clear vision of his presidency, who's moving forward. And it puts Donald Trump, in a way, in catch-up mode. Because if Donald Trump picks a VP, he's going to be following in Ted Cruz's footsteps. If he doesn't pick a VP, then he may not look as on the money, if you will, as Ted Cruz. And John Kasich is now in a strange position because he could potentially pick a VP as well. The thing about it is now it's not just Ted Cruz. It's Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina going into Indiana. It's Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina going into California. It's Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina going into all these other states. There's not many left, but there are some. And it's Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina going into the GOP convention. So while this is a bit bizarre, it's actually pretty brilliant, I think. And not only that, but there's a woman on the ticket. Now if Donald Trump were to put a woman on the ticket, it would almost look like Donald Trump was copying Ted Cruz. And it's an interesting move. I'll leave it at that. It's an interesting move. And principled conservatives, social conservatives, they are, and even fiscal conservatives. I mean, let's be honest here. Fiscal conservatives are largely behind Trump. But fiscal conservatives also don't have the wool pulled over their eyes and won't allow it, because most fiscal conservatives are either in the Tea Party or very supportive or sympathetic of the Tea Party. And the Tea Party can, those folks, they can see a hustle, smell a hustle like a mile away. So a lot of those people are saying, well, Donald Trump has got some big plans, but he's going to spend I think they were saying he was going to spend what was it I don't want to say the number. I hate quoting numbers that I can't back up, but trillions of dollars. His plan was going to be so expensive that really it was going to almost resemble that of a Democrat. And this is why the Koch brothers and Dick Cheney and a lot of people are supporting Hillary Clinton instead of his campaign, or at least publicly contemplating doing so. So a lot of fiscal conservatives they had a little bit of cold feet about voting for Donald Trump. And the social conservatives, they, especially the principled conservatives, the Bible Belt conservatives, sure, he may have won, in the primaries. That's one thing. But, I don't know. Will Texas actually support Donald Trump? I don't know. Oklahoma, who knows? You know what I mean? It's a big difference between voting in a primary and voting in the national election. So I think while Ted Cruz's move is a little bizarre, I actually think it's rather brilliant.